Hey, great people. Just wanted to touch on today a couple of common mistakes I see that people have when it comes to managing their money today and ultimately progressing with their money. So, the first one is not having a system of allocation to deal with your income. And that leads to really underpinning lack of progress that we're all satisfied with. And then the second is not earning money and none of it sticking to the side and not having a cash flow for emergencies, which I wanted to talk about my experiences recently. So, generally speaking, you would have some income flowing through into your household. And ideally, with that income, you would have a system of allocation that would send some away for future use. So you can invest, whether that's in shares, pay debt down, or even use for a future goal. It might be um, a holiday or something like that. And then you want to be able to allocate some to today. So ideally that would look like, not sure what's happening with my pen there, sorry team. So ideally you would have funds and you'd spend or put it towards your lifestyle. So things like might be your bills, might be groceries, might be Netflix and chill, whatever it is. And lifestyle can be whatever you want it to be. So it could be filling up the happiness bank account, not just filling up your financial bank account. Now, what I typically see is people, this is called a system of allocation, and this is often missing when it comes to managing your finances. System of allocation, okay? And I find everyone's different, but generally speaking, we all have a comfort level when it comes to having funds allocated. So I find a lot of people often have an amount that they're comfortable holding in the bank account. It could be 2K, 5K, you name it. And what we generally see is you would have your 2K, some money come in, you might get that up to 4,000, and then you get to work spending that down, and then it might get to 1,000, and then you'll tighten the belt to bring it back up, and rinse and repeat that process, and that's your financial roller coaster or financial thermostat. Now, with this, I wanted to get used to um, over time building this comfort level to a higher level. So raising my floor, so increasing the cash floor. Okay, so how much I was comfortable with, and what used to happen was I would earn more, so my pot would be growing and growing and growing, getting bigger and bigger as my pay would scale up. I would just be funneling it into lifestyle. So because I didn't have this, I didn't have a nice clear system of allocation. And so for me, I wanted to make sure that if I was putting money away for the future, I didn't have um, I didn't have I had the today accounted for, and if something unforeseen happening, I raised my floor, so I didn't have to stop the compounding process at all through a system of allocation. And so um, for me, raising this cash flow come and paid me back in dividends recently. So we went on a family holiday to southeast Queensland, me, Britt, and Nora, and our beloved family member Murphy, aka the bulldog, who really is a family member instead of a pet. While we were away, he had an elbow injury, and this elbow injury required a 3-night stay in hospital, lots of CT scans, anaesthetic, x-rays, and ultimately a course of drugs and maybe even some surgery was the unknown while we were up there. And whilst it was really distressing to know our family member was unwell, we were able to press on with our holiday as planned. We were lucky enough to have a friend house sit that they were able to get him to the vet for us. We were able to press on with our plans as planned and make sure that Murphy had the best treatment and care that he would need while we were away, and we were able to come and take back over without having to cancel trips and these sorts of things. So all up, we were in the kitty for $7,000 while we were away, and we're able to do this because of this cash flow. So getting used to having an amount in the bank that we treated like zero, that we didn't need to go and use credit card debts or cancel things and so on and so forth. And so if you would like some tips or to learn more about our system of allocation or our managed model when it comes to what we call our money flow system and how much you could be building up in a cash flow, which does differ from person to person. I often encourage people just get used to having 2,000 and then 5,000 and then 10,000 and then 20,000 or something like a good rule of thumb's 3 months of your expenditures. That you treat like zero. You're walking around with that in the bank account. So if something happens, you don't need to be going and pulling off and stopping your compounding process to act as your emergency buffer. If you'd like a copy of our money flow playback and how you could set up your system of allocation so you can grow, spend and save your money with confidence, please sing out and we'd be happy to provide it to you.